Hello. Today we're going to continue talking about MLA format, specifically in-text citations. If you look at the screen in front of you, you're looking at an essay that is formatted in MLA format. And if you watched the previous tutorial, then you saw how we set all this up. So here we're looking at the last name and the page number that is inserted in the header, and then the document header. You have it here: first name, last name, teacher, class, date, etc. So the first item I would like to draw your attention to is the title. I titled this essay Esperanza's Dream in the House on Mango Street. So this is an essay about a novel called The House on Mango Street. I highlighted parts of this just to draw your attention to it. What I want you to notice here, The House on Mango Street in the title, is italicized. You notice that the letters are leaning to the right. This is called italicize. When you mention the title of a book, you have two choices. You can italicize the title of the book, which is, you select it up here in the toolbar, you see italic. Or if you don't like italics, you can underline titles. So those are the two choices. I selected italicize, so this is what I used to indicate that this is the title of a book. So in my introduction, I start with a general sentence that mentions the title of the book, the author, the name of the main character, and just a brief summary what the main theme of the book is. So in The House on Mango Street, author Sandra Cisneros tells the story of Esperanza Cordero, a young Latina girl growing up in a neighborhood of Chicanos and Puerto Ricans in Chicago in the 1980s. So that is my first sentence. Then moving on to the second paragraph, this is my first body paragraph. I highlighted a section for you because this sentence gives you an example of an in-text citation. And what in-text citation means has nothing to do with traffic citations, haha. Citation means quote. So citation or cite, C-I-T-E, simply is another word for quote. So when you are writing an essay about a book, about a story, about a novel, usually you are asked to provide specific examples and use quotes from the book. So here in my first body paragraph, I'm using my first quote. So I'm starting my paragraph with an introductory sentence that introduces the quote. So I say one of the first pieces of information we learn about Esperanza is that she does not like her name. And now I continue. Esperanza tells us, comma, quotation marks, and the first word in the quote needs to be capitalized, even though it's preceded by a comma, and normally following a comma we don't capitalize. But because I have a quote following the comma or being introduced by the comma, the first word in the quote needs to be capitalized. So Esperanza tells us, comma, quotation marks, capitalized. In English, my name means hope. In Spanish, it means too many letters. It means sadness. It means waiting. So this is where my quote ends. So I put the second quotation marks. Then I put parentheses, and in parentheses, I give the author's last name and the page number. No comma in between author and page number. So simply quotations and quotation mark, parentheses, and author last name and page number. Then after the parentheses, that is when I place the period. So I place the period all the way at the end when I'm completely done with my in-text citation. So this is one way of incorporating a quote. There is one alternative that I want to show you. This first way here would be a direct quote. A direct quote means I introduce it with the comma. I follow the comma with quotation marks and capitalize the first word. The alternative would be what is called an indirect quote. That means I don't use a comma to introduce the quote, but I incorporate the quote into my sentence by using the word that. And if there's no comma that separates the quote, then I don't need to capitalize the first word in the quote. So as an indirect quote, this same sentence would look like this. Esperanza tells us that, no comma, quotation marks, lowercase I. In English, my name means hope. In Spanish, it means too many letters. It means sadness. It means waiting. And then again, parentheses, Cisneros, page number, parentheses closed, period at the end. So this gives you two ways of incorporating quotes into your text, into your writing, and this is called in-text citations, and I hope that this will help you. Thank you. Bye.